Hello folks, my name's Mark, this is Why I Hate the World. Just want to make a real quick video about current events here. So, apparently the Trump team is in major disarray. Trump doesn't want to actually live in the White House. He wants to spend his time at Trump Tower and at one of his golf courses. Apparently his wife and 10-year-old child aren't going to live there either. They're going to be staying at Trump Tower. Apparently he didn't know that you have to replace the staff of the West Wing. That was just something that he wasn't aware of. He didn't know the scope of the presidential duties, right? And Obama, until Obama told him, right? And he's like woefully unprepared for it. And not only that, but it seems like his transition team is in complete turmoil. They ditched Chris Christie and everybody associated with Chris Christie because Chris Christie is one step away from going to prison. So there goes a whole group of fucking people. We're seeing other conservatives who are just not on board with it. For example, there's a guy named Elliot Cohen who was in the Bush administration who tweeted out that said something to the effect of, they're toxic and stay away, that kind of thing. And that conservatives should not, right, conservatives should not work for Donald Trump. And so for Obama's part, right, now this is how cool Obama is, right? He sees this incredibly rancid campaign where all this lies and crazy shit are going on, right? And, here's a man, Donald Trump, who questioned his fucking citizenship, right? Who said that all of his key policies, the Affordable Care Act, shit like that, said it was a disaster and that the military's bad and America's fucked up and it's all Obama's fault. And here's how cool Obama is. Obama goes, I'm going to spend extra time with Donald Trump to kind of mentor him as to what the president does, right? That's how cool Obama is. Because if it was me, I wouldn't do jack shit to help fucking Donald Trump. I wouldn't help him at all. I wouldn't lift a goddamn finger. I would do the absolute minimum that the law requires, right? Because Donald Trump just spent the last year and a half telling us that he's the smartest guy in the room, saying to us that he's, the most qualified, that he can manage, everything, right, really well and get the best people, right? That was his thing. Basically his counter argument to the argument that he had no government experience is that, well, I'll just hire the best people. That's what I do. I'm a manager. Well, time to fucking, put your money where your mouth is, Mr. Trump, right? Time to fucking step up because, you made this bed, so it's now you have to lie in it. And if I were the president right now, I wouldn't be doing shit. Okay? I'd be sending him the paperwork going, sign this, right? It's getting so bad, apparently, that the transition team the Republicans on the transition team are asking the incumbent Democrats to suggest Republicans to take over their jobs in 2 months. That's how bad it is, okay? Fuck you, man. That's bullshit, this whole last year and a half, you guys have been telling us how, horrible the current administration is, right? How everything that they've done is just a disaster. How you're the only ones who can fix it. That's an actual Trump from fucking Donald Trump. I'm the only one who can fix it, right? I'm the only one who can save you. That's how he set himself up. He talked a lot of shit. Well, now it's time to fucking come through, It's time to pay up. It's time to actually do the job, okay? And this is what, he doesn't seem interested in doing it. It seems like he just wanted to do this just to show that he could do it. And now he doesn't actually want to do the job. And I think that's a characteristic, I think, that is just going to lead us to complete disaster. The fact that, Donald Trump, because don't forget who Donald Trump is, right? He's a guy that was born a millionaire, right? Got handed fucking, got a $14 million loan, something like that, right? To start a business. I wish I could have got that from my dad. I wish my dad could have said, here's 14 million bucks. Go out and start a business, How really can you fail, right? With that kind of just resources behind you, And that's the thing, is that he can't fail because every time he fails, right, he fails upward because like we talked about last week, rich people have that ability. Rich people are allowed to fail and get more responsibility. and be told how awesome and smart they are because they have all the money, right? If Donald Trump was a bus driver, nobody would be giving a shit about his ass. That's all. Don't try to like sugarcoat it. Okay, everything that guy is, everything he is because he was born rich. And if he didn't have that money, he wouldn't have shit. So let's not forget about that, all right? You can't say the same about a lot of other politicians out there. Bill Clinton was not rich, okay, when he was born. Hillary Clinton was not rich, all right? Barack Obama's father was a fucking goat herder. Okay, so, it's not the same. When people say shit like, oh, all the politicians are the same and they all stand for the same things. No, they don't, all right? They're not all the same. They're you gotta look at the individual, right? And so anyway, getting back to the subject at hand, yeah, fuck Donald Trump. I wouldn't help him if it was me. And it just shows that Barack Obama is a better man than I am, right? I guess that's why he's the president, okay? Because he seems to genuinely care about the country, that he will work with someone so incredibly arrogant and toxic as Donald Trump. Because he cares about America. It's like, I care about America too. I just think that America will survive when Donald Trump goes down in flames, right? I think that, I think there's a limit. Well, actually, I think rather that, the country will get incredibly fucked up, but we've been through it before and we'll come back, 2008, for example. I don't know if you guys remember that. The money on fire, right? People's homes getting closed in on, 2 wars at the same time, shit like that. Short of starting a nuclear war, I don't see how Donald Trump can fuck us up even worse than that, and we were back in fighting shape within 4 years, 5 years, The economy still recovered extremely slowly, but if you got a problem with that, talk to Republicans. Anyway, different subject, so just, wanted to get this little video out there to remind people, right, this is who you voted for, okay, and pay attention to all this stuff, because the elections are coming in 2 years from now, right? And, okay, and I think people are going to need some motivation to get out there to the polls. So, let it motivate you folks. Let the Republican clown car, it's finally come to a stop, and the last clown has gotten out. Let's see how good his act is, but so far his act ain't fucking impressing nobody. Anyway, adios, folks.